okay with that? Like, okay, I like a mess. Of red rock ribs. But you don't have to if you're fine with that. They're on both.
I'm good.
A whole new bag, I mean, a whole new.
Good too.
Yeah, that was Susan and my dad.
Oh,
And I thought you would like it.
nice pen.
That's why they condensed this to where I am over there.
Only the good ones for this.
I like my lead.
Pretty well.
I like some just like this.
Yes, we're gonna do a fundraiser for next council meeting.
Oh, it's on. So that was just, this is just a turn on.
I
This is
object to
locked.
that because
So that's
I'm
just
pretty
what
sure
that is.
Scott's gonna be me.
Then we just,
So you know, we used to train as Bob.
and not to the
Come on.
Come on, move it in.
Ray likes his. He likes that court. He can stay there, right?
Ray, get over here. Come on, Ray. Come on, Ray.
that's what I did.
Show us the love.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm gonna stop bringing it.
I know, I don't bring it.
Amy.
Hi, Amy. Cindy. Nice to meet you.
You too?
That's Amy. That's Marcia. You okay there?
I see all over.
It's too close to me.
Oh, well, yeah. Take stuff back. John's like the main close next week. Oh, yeah. We're on the cars getting close.
Okay.
Gentlemen?
Excuse me.
You done?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for everybody for coming out tonight, and thank you for inviting us into your home. This is official Bristol Township Council meeting for July 22nd, 2022. Please stand for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence for all our service personnel overseas here and all our police officers protecting us day and night.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, good evening, everybody. Great to see everybody. Can we have roll call, please?
President Bowen,
Here.
Vice President Murphy,
Present.
Mr. Antonello,
I am here.
Mr. Blaylock,
Here.
Ms. Dunlap,
Here.
and Mr. West.
Here.
Monthly reports are available for review in the Township Manager's Office. Public comments will be taken on land development, official action items. General comments will be taken during opportunity for residents to address council. Next on the agenda, we have presentations. Introduction. Yes, oh, I'm sorry. Before we moved on to the meeting tonight, we met in executive session.
Yes, prior to tonight's meeting.
I can't hear you. Scott, is that light on?
It's on.
Okay.
Does it work?
No.
Bad mic.
We'll be getting that straightened out real soon.
Nope.
There we go.
Yay, we go. Nope, what happened?
Can you hear me?
Ah, not good.
Speak loudly.
Can you hear me?
No,
Try, Kurt.
no. Hold on.
All right, so prior to tonight's meeting, Bristol Township Council met in executive session where a couple of personnel items were discussed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have introduction of Brian Morris, Parks and Recs. Brian, come on up. Great to see you. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you.
Press Press that, make sure that's green.
Green.
Bring it forward.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank God, because
Yes.
my wife and my daughter will be hollering at me because they always tell me I speak too slow.
Okay.
I've been told that twice already since we've been in here. So first and foremost, thank you for this great opportunity to be a part of Bristol Township. Little background, been in Parks and Rec pretty much all my life, ran my own sports camp and ran a day camp at Kendrick Recreation Center in Roxborough, where I grew up. Ran my basketball camp there for 25 years, still presently on the advisory council there, which is great. I love my home in Roxborough, but I've been in Ben Salem for the last 10 years. And I ventured over this way, and when I was afforded the opportunity to meet with Randy and just take a tour and really just walk on these grounds, I didn't have to go much further. It's been a great first month. I was here a month on, I guess, Tuesday, the 20th. So just thankful for the opportunity. Everyone has been wonderful. It's a beautiful facility here. There's great grounds that we have here and a lot of wonderful amenities at the other parks. And I've been blessed to have two people under me, certainly in Dana and Jair, that you guys all know that have been a godsend and have welcomed me with open arms and given me some great leverage into some of the things that go on here. And I look forward to being a part of everything and growing, and I think it's going to be a great marriage, and I hope to be here for a very, very long time. So thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome, Brian.
Brian, was your father into basketball? Is that?
That is true, yeah. I'm blessed with two wonderful parents. My parents have been together since they were 13, and most people know my dad, but my mom's a saint too. My father is actually Speedy Morris. He's the all-time winningest high school basketball coach in the state of Pennsylvania. He's coached at LaSalle University, St. Joe's Prep, Roman, Penn Charter, to name a few places. But yeah, we're blessed that way. I'm blessed to have two wonderful parents, and I'd also be remiss if I didn't announce my world behind me. Certainly Rachel is wonderful. My wife, I'm very fortunate to have her. She is the Vice President Branch Manager at TD Bank on Woodhaven Road. And the little peanut that is next to her is loving Bristol Township Camp.
Awesome.
Mr. Glass, I have to tell you, she's a big fan of Dana and Jair, but Dana has been wonderful to her and some of the other kids. So she has really kind of just taken to this whole camp, and everyone has been wonderful to her here. And fortunate to have those two by my side. And like I said, I'm just blessed and thankful for this wonderful opportunity, and I look forward to growing Bristol Township Parks and Recs, and I look forward to National Night Out. Our concerts have been great, and Fall Fest is going to be even better. So thank you guys again.
Thanks,
Does anyone have any other questions? Or
No,
That's
you've
great.
made a tremendous impact already. Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks,
that.
Brian.
Thank you guys so much.
Welcome.
Take care.
And Peanut's actual name is Gia, so. And she's already looking forward to being a camp counselor as she goes through camp.
She already had, that was day 2. Dad, how old do I got to be a counselor? I said CIT maybe when you're 15.
Yes, and Rachel knows Kathy Geisel on our planning commission. She worked with her.
Next
works
on
with
the
our TD
meeting,
Bank.
on the agenda is a blight update and recommendations.
So Bo Fleming took over the blight program, but his, as you all know, his father passed away a couple years ago unexpectedly, and they have a golf outing every year for him, and the golf outing is tomorrow, and his family comes up from Florida, so I told him I would present this tonight for him, and he should just, be with his family, yes. So, so I will present this once it comes up. There we go. So this has been presented to the Blight Committee and then to the Planning Commission, all with recommendations to approve. There are 5 properties. There are 4 properties. There were 5 properties and 1 property that they're working with the property owner. So there's 4 properties. Awesome.
Last night, so he changed
What, I didn't even know there was an issue. What happened?
Did you change the USB
It
port?
Nah, it didn't work. It went to display settings and clicked on, like single monitor. Cause that's your computer up there, it's just on a different screen, different monitor.
Well, if you change the display settings last night, it should be the same.
Me and IT are, well, it's just a different laptop or same laptop?
No, it's the same laptop.
Thank you.
See you
We'll
guys.
see you guys.
Nice to meet you, Gia.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
That's Gia.
Here he comes.
He knows just what to do.
Yep.
Just need the display.
So we're having technical difficulties here. We'll be with you in a moment. We should have one of them peacocks things that come up. So can you believe the summer's almost half over?
Yeah, but to say that.
Yeah.
You were gonna go with almost
Yeah.
over.
How about the weather? Chris?
Yeah, well, how about it?
How about?
We're in
The
a,
cold front that's moving through has been driving me nuts,
I
right?
can't wait. But if, on another note, the Commodores were here last weekend. It was a Friday night. Pat was there. Joe was there.
I was.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
I was there for the stylistics too.
How was that?
That was great.
The stylistics were here. Another good night.
With the rain.
It was perfect. The Commodores had poured at like 6 and stopped and was fine, and then
No, that was the stylistics. Oh, no, the
the Commodores had poured.
Yeah.
But stylistics, it started to rain and then stopped. We got the whole concert through, and right at like 5 minutes, it started to just drizzle a little bit, and we were packing up. So it was nice.
I didn't make it to the Saturday night. I saw the Commodores. How was that show?
Good.
Stylistics?
Good. Yeah, it was great.
Okay, we're back on.
my
Let's
Kurt,
take,
look at you.
let's take the peacock down. And we're moving right along with the blight program here. We're gonna show you one of the houses we're gonna be blighting. Blight.
All right, sorry about that.
So we're doing pretty good with the blight program, and when we, a few years ago before it started, I think we had 240 homes just sitting around, boarded up, and nothing really was happening, and we're down to probably about 14, I think.
There's
Oh,
54
there's 50
vacant
of 'em.
homes in the
Oh, I
township.
had that number wrong.
There's 54 vacant homes in the township currently.
I'll have to do a spreadsheet. I don't
We
know.
have it. They sent it. 54.
Okay, great.
Better than 270.
Yeah.
Two
All right,
whatever it was.
take it away.
Thank you. Began in November 2015 with 204 properties. As of today, there's 50 vacant homes. Tonight, we have 4 on for recommendation. 969 Dixon Avenue. Initial code enforcement started in April of this year. It's been vacant for over 2 years. According to the neighbor, owner passed away, no family. The township's been cutting the lawn and leaning the property. All mail came back undeliverable and delinquent in unpaid taxes for 20 and 21. And these are property pictures. 79 Indigo Road is also vacant for approximately a year. Initial code enforcement began May of this year. It's been vacant for several months. According to the neighbors, the owner's deceased, and the owner's son was living in the home. Now he's incarcerated, and we've been doing property code enforcement since last year. Township has been cutting it and leaning the property, and it's not delinquent on anything. And these are property pictures. 50 Macintosh. Initial code enforcement started, the property was posted on April 12th of this year. It's been vacant for over a year. The owner passed away over a year ago. Township's been cutting and leaning the property. All mail has been returned undeliverable, and it's delinquent in taxes since 2020. And these are property pictures. And if you recall, this is the property that I started with in 2016, 843 Stella. We stopped the blight because they had initially fixed up the property. They fixed up the outside, never fixed up the inside. The outside is now, mostly fixed up the outside, about 85%. Even that part is starting to become undone again. We've sent them notices. They don't do anything. And so you'll see pictures again of, anything that they have done is becoming undone again. They never really did any siding on the back. The back door was continuously left open, and the top portion is been a problem as well. So those are the 4 properties that we're recommending.
All right, we'll do that, and we will
Get to it.
get to
Resolutions
it.
on.
Thank
board.
you. Next, we have public hearings and ordinances. We have a public hearing presentation of Department of Community and Economic Development, DCED, CDBG-CV, Round 3, grant application submissions. Good to see you.
Hello, good
Hello.
to see you, good to be seen. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the council. Before I start, I would like to just publicly acknowledge and thank the township manager who's been covering for me for the past several presentations of community development. I just want to thank her for that.
You want to introduce yourself again?
Oh,
Did you have being covered for?
been covered for. My name is Van Strother. I'm the Director of Community Development for Bristol Township and have been for 2 years. And Mr. Chairman, what you have before you is a
President of the board, president of council.
President of Council. Okay.
We're good. It's just,
That's okay. It's okay.
Chairman,
Help, Mr. Chair.
Your Majesty,
Your
whatever,
Majesty.
he answers to the law.
Any of the above works. Okay, I'm with you. Yes. Earlier this year, the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development put out an announcement saying that there was $54 million available of CARES Act fundings to respond to prepare, respond to, or prevent the spread of COVID funding for certain facilities. One of the facilities that we were eligible for was public facilities and infrastructure. And the township staff saw that there was 4 projects that would have been an eligible candidate and which we're preparing for. And before we submit the application, it's required to present it to the governing body to act upon a resolution. And as we start the presentation, the 4 projects are renovations and additions to the Bristol Township Senior Center, a construction of a new facility for the Parks and Recs. The 3rd project is the Marie Lowe Resource Center, is the public facility on Schumacher Drive, 1248 Schumacher Drive, that will be doing substantial renovations to the building and site improvements. And the 4th project is a sanitary sewer improvements in certain income eligible areas of the township. Next slide, please. I don't know if you can see this picture, but this is the existing conditions of the senior center. The senior center is the building to the left, and to the right is kind of faint, but currently right now it's a community garden that the senior center monitors, which will be the site for the proposed new Parks and Recs building. Next slide, please. This is an aerial rendering of the proposed renovations. The senior center will have significant renovation work done to it in addition, and the building to the right, the recreation center building, is about a 7,000 square foot building that will start out working with the different programs that the Parks and Recs works with our children and youth, and will probably eventually grow to that our different community groups and athletic clubs could use, but it will be a Parks and Rec, managed by the Parks and Recs department. The 3rd project is the township facility that's on Schumacher Drive. We're naming it the Marie Lowe Resource Community Center. That's the existing conditions. It was constructed over 20 years ago. And if we go to the next slide, we're going to do a enhancement to the front exterior, putting new metal siding above, simulated brick and stone on the base of the building, and there'll be an enhanced front entrance, and we'll also be putting the parking lot to the neighboring property. This is an aerial photograph of the rear, the existing conditions. We did significant improvements by removing a lot of vegetation and clearing out in preparation for an event that the township hosted last year. And as we go to the next slide, we will be making significant improvements with a outdoor performance area, another area for small age children, and then playground areas. So will be working on a after-school program, summer enrichment programs designed for school-age children. Next slide, please. And this last slide is just the unit count of number of improvements, the castings and coverings of the sanitary sewer system manhole covers replacement projects, and also we put in additional contingencies for some that we may discover as we go through the process. So this is an application that will be submitted to the state on or before August the 1st, which is about over a week away, and we just ask for your consideration for support of this application.
Do we need a motion on that? Or it's just
We
a-
have the 4 resolutions on the consent agenda
Got it.
for each of the applications
okay.
that we'll have to submit with.
Yeah, I think we'll be behind all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. So this is CARES Act Round 3 funding from that didn't get spent by the federal government yet. So
Okay.
Is this from the
Feds.
us or the feds to the state?
It's state. The state was allocated over $90 million worth of funds. Through their first 2 rounds, they only were able to release $30 million. So there was like $54 million left over, and they put out a 3rd round, which we're applying for.
Okay, great.
So yeah.
So it has limited eligibility in areas, income, and project eligibility. So that's why these projects are what we're requesting.
Great. Good. Thank you. Good to
Thank
see you
you.
again.
Good to be seen.
And fingers crossed, let's hope we get a lot of that grant money.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vance.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Good to see you.
Next, we have a public hearing to consider application of La Chosa. Would that be correct? Thank you. I did that right. Restaurant seeking municipal approval to apply for an economic development liquor license from the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board pursuant to Section 4-461, B.1 of Title 47 of the Pennsylvania statute. Consideration to take appropriate action.
This one's, isn't it? All right, good. I don't have to yell that. So, this was, they submitted an application. Mr. Gambone is here representing the property owner, the restaurant owner, that I believe he's here as well. Go ahead and join us at the podium. Just, sure, not a problem.
You'll push the button down, it'll go green?
It was green.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so they submitted their application on, I believe it was May 28th of this year. We're here to follow through with the statutory requirements. This is one of them. After then, they have to go through the Liquor Control Board
There's
process.
a formal application process with the Liquor Control Board for final approval.
So if you just give a little information about the restaurant and the plans and.
Well, he has I don't know if you've been at his restaurant, La Chosa, Louise. He specializes in Latin-style food, and it's very unique. It's very nice inside, too. It's well done. He's 5 years, I believe, he's been owner of the business, and what he's been trying to do is enhance his business. He's been turning away a lot of customers because they come in, he has no alcohol to serve. He does do a little BYOB. I believe that a liquor license would really be beneficial to him. So having the economic development license would be a plus for him, because the cost to the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board is relatively small compared to buying a $400,000 Bucks County liquor license right now. He also has the ability to, with this license, to do 50% food and 50% alcohol. He wouldn't come in and have a bar or takeout or anything in that nature where he's just going to push alcohol. He has to, by state law, do at least 50% of his business in food. I don't know, is there anything you wanted to add about the business?
Is it a full, you can serve any, I'm just curious, any alcohol?
You can serve any alcohol in there, yes.
Okay.
But you're restricted like any other liquor license.
Right, got it.
Does he get it only on a probationary period, and then
Well,
you
he's
have to
got.
prove
Let me explain it. Yeah, go ahead.
the 50/50, or?
Yeah, now what it is, when we put the application in originally to the municipality, I'm Sal Gambone Senior. I got a little hoarse throat from my allergies, but I can speak. I had to get my son speak, and he's been with me for over 30 years, but I do most of this myself, and then he handles it. But the thing is, see, you come to the municipality. Some municipalities already have established keystone areas and economic zone areas. I don't think you have done anything like that in Croydon, but when I was asked by him to see about getting a liquor license, I explained them to him that they sell in Bucks County for about $375, $400. We can get a mislicense. The state charges $50,000. If we get a resolution from the municipality to say, yes, we'll support the fact that by giving you the opportunity, nothing you did would be harmful to the health, welfare, and morals of the area, and that we would say that we would approve your resolution so you could submit it to the LCB. When we get that, then we send the $50,000 into the LCB, and along with that, the agent will come out and do the usual investigations, and then they'll look at the where his money came from. There's a bank here, a local bank, and it's the Penn Community Bank, and the young man there, Anthony Santora, said he'd loan him the money because he has good credit, and he's been in business there for 5 years. So then we send that into Harrisburg, and we go through the procedure. Now, we will have to go to a hearing, and at the hearing that we have, we'd have to present facts that, number one, we tried to get him a regular liquor license for $100,000 because he couldn't borrow any more than that, and there's no way a bank will loan him the money, so we cover that. Then my son and our staff would have to call 50% of all the liquor licensees in the county and make offers to them of $100,000 and date them, have to tell them why and what it's for. They're going to all say no because they're all looking for $375, $400. Then there might be 40 or 50 licenses not being used in safekeeping, but they're ones already been bought or they're remodeling places, but you have to call all of them. Then you have to get an economist to prepare a report to the state to show that the advantages to Croydon would be that if he could get a liquor license in there and improve his business, he'd be providing services from the house cleaners and the products that he buys from local areas to show the advantages. And it would show that if you put a good product like this in an area like Croydon, it would help the neighboring buildings. If you have any empty buildings or vacant homes, people would occupy them, and it would help the whole area. It would show that there is potential. Now, his particular restaurant, he serves a community of I'm going to say 8 or 10 different countries, Central American countries, South American countries, Mexico. They come in there for the food. Now, I had dinner there tonight, and I had an Ecuadorian meal, and it was delicious, and I've eaten there before. I only met him a month ago, so it's really, it would be a plus for the community. So, okay.
Thank you.
So
got
I'll
it.
sit down now if
Thank
you
you
have
for
any
all that
questions.
data. We appreciate all that
I-
data.
You know, I'd have to say, I just have a couple of quick questions regarding, right now, what is the current size of the restaurant? Like, how many tables?
Well, he seats about 60 people on the first floor, and he has a banquet facility that could accommodate 100. And with that banquet facility, he would only be handling like graduations, anniversaries, small weddings, and things like that. And it would probably be, it would be able to provide the Hispanic community and the Latinos with a place to go where they feel comfortable and they can enjoy the kind of foods that they're accustomed to. Now, he's been there for 5 years and he never has had a problem.
Thank you.
No, I get it. And I had no idea that it had small banquet capabilities, which I think is wonderful. And my personal opinion is for Croydon and what I, choose to call the resurgence of Bristol Township over these last few years, this is only a plus. Personally, I'm 100% behind developing this business. We'd like to see it be successful.
15 or 20 parking spaces right now around the side and all that and in the front, but then there's a parking lot in the back for another 30, 40 cars that are available to him. Now, he has a lease, and we're going to enhance his lease to give him a lease with the option of first refusal to buy the real estate. Because like he tells me, the people that own that building also own a couple other properties, the family.
Yeah, that was my other question, the parking.
Yeah, it's possible that he would eventually, once he gets the restaurant operating and all that.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Good. So we need a.
I'll make that motion.
I had a motion from Patrick Antonello.
I'll second.
Oh, sorry.
We got to close the hearing.
Is there anyone first from the public that has any questions or comments?
Thank you for that.
At that point,
Your microphone is no good.
no good. Is it working now? I gotta get like this close to it. There we go. If there are no further questions, then a motion is in order.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Patrick Antonello,
I'll second it.
second by Joe Glassman on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Congratulations.
Good luck.
Good
Best of luck.
Thank you. We'll make sure we have a nice opening, a place that you can come in and be proud to see.
We're happy to hear it. I'm
Thank you.
going to come eat there.
Next on the agenda, we have an ordinance of the Township of Bristol electing to amend its non-uniform pension plan administered by the Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement System pursuant to Article 4 of the Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement Law, agreeing to be bound by all provisions of the Pennsylvania Municipal Retirement Law as amended and as applicable to the members of the municipalities. Ms. Elton.
This is the same ordinance that we had done last year. It was for 3.5%, and we have been told by law we have to make it 5.5% pension contribution by the township. So that is the ordinance change and amendment.
Okay. We need a motion? We have a motion by Cindy Murphy. Ray?
It's the law.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Ray Blaylock. Thanks, Ray. How's things going in life? Good. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
I thought Ray was definitely jumping on that.
All right, on that motion, any questions? Nope. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Thanks for joining us, Ray. All right, next we have the consent agenda.
All right.
Here we go.
Take your time.
All right. Thanks, Mother. Consider approval of voucher list and requisition dated July 21, 2022, an amount of $5,430,000, $5,430,602.45. Consideration approval of June 16, 2022 council meeting minutes. Consider resolution of official sewage facilities planning module for 130 Walnut Avenue. Consider resolution for an official sewage facilities planning module for 715 Wyoming Avenue. Consider resolution declaring 969 Dixon Avenue, Croydon, 19021, tax map number 05-009-005 as blighted in accordance with the urban redevelopment law. Consider resolution declaring 79 Indigo Road, Levittown, 19057, tax map number 05-034-044 as blighted in accordance with the urban redevelopment law. Consider resolution declaring 50 McIntosh Lane, Levittown, 19056, tax map number 05-021-417 as blighted in accordance with the urban redevelopment law. Consider resolution declaring 843 Stella Avenue, Croydon, 19021, tax map number 05-054050 as blighted in accordance with the urban redevelopment law. Consider resolution for grant application to Department of Community and Economic Development, DCD, CDBG-CV, Round 3 for public improvements facilities for Murillo Resorts Community Center. Consider resolution for grant application to Department of Community and Economic Development, CDBG-CV Round 3 for public improvement facilities for Bristol Township Community Center. Consider resolution for grant application, Department of Community and Economic Development, CDBG-CV Round 3 for public improvements facilities for Bristol Township Parks and Recreation Building. Consider resolution for grant application, Department of Community and Economic Development, CDBG-CV Round 3 for public improvements facility for sanitary sewer system improvements. On that, we need a motion on that.
I'll make that motion, Craig.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Joe Glassen and a second by Marcia. Marcia, it's good to see you. Glad you can make it. And on that motion, is there any questions about the consent resolution? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, passes. Thank you. And next, we have report from Township Manager.
Thank you, President Bowen, members of council. So we did get a call from one of the residents after the last meeting that said that I am the only person that they can hear because my mouth is up to the microphone exactly. So if we can all mimic Miss Elton when they speak into the microphone.
Thanks, Mom.
I understand.
Hi, Randy.
When are we getting?
You sure you want that?
When are we getting new microphones? Right.
We have 3 of them. I don't know why they didn't put them out, but yes.
Okay.
So the update from the Indian Creek play structure, we had said that it was postponed till August, then postponed till October, and it was installed this week. So that was pretty cool and exciting. So it's being installed this week. It's not officially ready for people to be on it, for the children to be on it, but it is being installed. There's going to be official ceremony, as I understand it, that I'm not very in tune to yet. Apparently, briefly, I guess. We'll talk again. I didn't know what talk again. Okay. Apparently. I'll pay attention this time, apparently. And as this week as well is the basketball court resurfacing is ongoing as well. That park is really looking great, and we'll hopefully by next month we'll be able to say that is completely done and ready to have kids playing and the pavilion to be rented out. Another good update was last month we had said that the spray park was having issues. Happy to report no issues on a facility issue. We are having issues with, well, let's put it this way. The township staff are asking the parents or the custodial people watching the children to watch the children when they're at the park. We've had issues where there's been children left unattended at the park. Could be because the parents are over watching the sports. There could be a game going on, a football game going on, and a child is at the spray park. And there was an incident where there might have been children, picking on a kid, and the kid, got hurt, and there was no parent around, and that's not okay. You cannot be at the spray park. A child cannot be at the spray park unattended. There's also incidents where we said that there's no food or drink in the spray park area. There's constantly food and drink in the spray park area, and we are the ones telling the kids, and then walking up to the parents to reinforce them telling the children that there is no food and drinks in the spray park area. We understand it's hot. We understand that the ice cream man comes around, but the ice cream is being melted onto our spray park area, and it's staining our new park, and that is not okay. We will ask people to leave if they're not paying attention to us.
Are there any, are there any, or is there an area to erect signs?
We are erecting signs.
Okay,
But right now, before the signs go up, we are constantly telling people.
Right.
It's been posted on our Facebook page. And we are walking around. Things that shouldn't have to be posted, though, just common sense.
it's not going to
People-
change.
People defecating on our play structure in the park. I mean, we shouldn't have to post signs that children shouldn't defecate on
You're
our
not
play
allowed to
structure.
do that?
William, just so you know, if you go to the spray park, you make sure your mother comes.
Shouldn't have to, shouldn't, it's, you know, we can joke about it, but it's really not funny.
No,
it's really not funny.
I don't mean to infer that, but I think it's wishful thinking that anything's going to change in that respect. Big signs are going to
We're
at
not
least.
putting that on a sign. I'm sorry, we're not putting.
No, I'm
do
not saying
defecate.
that. I'm saying the
Play
food and drink
structure,
thing.
yes.
That thing is, you know, you're right. It's horrendous and really.
Right.
But the other stuff, it's not going to change. It's
I mean,
human nature.
The biggest thing that we're playing with is that, you know, that I'm playing with is the parents, be parents. You know, watch your children. You know, be a parent. Thank you. So, you know, and we have no problem with our spray park attendants, you know, calling parents out and asking people and asking parents to leave if they're not watching the children. Correct. Yes, we are going back to the 70s and the 80s, the way parents should be parenting.
Thank you.
The way I was raised.
Is there anything else?
The only other thing was.
Please redirect her.
Sorry, thank you. The only other thing was, we had posted that we're very fortunate to have a spray park attendant that came in for the nights and weekends to extend it. We had said that we only have that person until August 12th. We're still accepting applications. We have not received any. So unless we received applications, we are not going to be able to extend the hours for nights and weekends. So please have everybody check the website. Have everybody. We have information posted on our website.
I work at 2:30 and I work right in for you, 10 minutes away from my house.
We have an
Information is on
applicant
our
in the
website.
audience.
Right by it.
Things
Information
are
is on our
changing by the
website.
minute.
Thank you.
Oh, boy.
Thank you, Rainey Elton. Solicitor?
Yes, thank you. Might as well talk about
your
the
your microphone is no good. Or is it
Strike hurts. Is this not working?
Oh, now it is.
Don't move.
I will try not to move.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, I think he's bringing me the handheld one, but on our agenda for under new business. Is this what? Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Is a sign location lease. What this is for is a lease for billboards on township property right back here along 95 with Pacific Outdoor Advertising. As many of you are aware, our firm does a lot of work with billboards, so Randy negotiated a nice price where they'll be paying an annual rent of $40,000 per sign. Bob McTigg and I met with Joe Jacobs, the representative, on Monday, discussing potential locations, his plans, and he thinks 2 signs, 2 billboards is a definite, possibly a third, where at least one of them would be an electronic billboard as well. So they would be up here, back here, right along 95, and that's for you to approve here in new business, and that's all I have.
So we need a motion. We need a motion on that.
I will make that motion.
Oh, it's new business. Okay.
Second.
It only took 5 years to get that thing rolling. Rainey Elton, thank you for moving that forward. And Scott and Rainey Flagger's office.
Well,
Oh,
it was
Kurt,
Kurt
too?
that brought it forward. Gilmore.
Okay. Well, all right. Gilmore gets some
Thank you,
kudos.
team.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
That's great revenue. Just coming into the township.
So so this is on for tonight, and then the next step would be we will have to do a map amendment to our zoning ordinance because PennDOT requires the zoning district to either be commercial or industrial, and we will probably do commercial since it's adjacent to commercial.
Yeah, the best would be to, if we could tie it in all the way to the property, the township owns along New Falls Road into that commercial area. So that looks like to be the best. And you will have approval of the locations as well, so.
Next, we have MMB settlement agreement.
You have to vote.
What's that?
You'll have to vote.
I was going to say, we have to vote on that.
On the lease.
We have to vote on it?
Yeah.
You did it,
You did the motion, you didn't vote.
I'm sorry, let me back up the motion. I got it.
I follow you, Craig.
Thank
They
you.
said we didn't have to. Yep.
Okay.
You confused us.
I confused us. I thought we didn't have to vote on it till the next meeting.
Oh, no, right here and right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kurt, is that true?
I plead the fifth. That's why my microphone doesn't work.
It must be the heat. All right. It does say consideration too. Okay,
So somebody made a motion.
yeah. Pat, okay.
I'll
Who-
second.
By Marcia. On that, is there any questions or anything? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'm sorry about that. Okay, next is M&B settlement agreement.
Yes, Russ Sacco provided us with a memo. This is a contract, basic contract settlement. We had originally not settled with M&B, who was our prior sanitary sewer wastewater treatment plant contractors that ran the plant. The last month of their agreement, since there was an issue with, I guess, an overflow, we withheld payment, and now they're seeking their payment. Turns out that we've apparently didn't pay a large amount of bills over the years. So we've made a settlement agreement so that they can come up with, it's basic contract law, interest and back and legal fees. So there's been back and forth settlement agreement. So the recommendation from our attorney Sacco is the amount was $265,000, I believe.
Is that a thank you very much, Bill?
Yeah.
I believe so.
I was just going to say, does
Yeah.
this go way back?
Yeah,
Yeah.
From 2013.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
of
what I
course.
thought.
Okay.
just some house cleaning we have to do.
I'll make that motion to
Motion by
accept it.
Cindy Murphy.
I'll second.
Second by Patrick Antonello on the motion. Is there any questions about paying this bill? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Bucks County Consortium for a fuel bid. Was that Kurt?
No. No, he's just sitting here looking pretty tonight.
Yeah, good job.
I'm glad thank you for coming tonight, Township Engineer. Okay, what do we got?
This is the Bucks County Consortium.
Yep.
The 2022-23 fuel bid. They were received by Northampton on behalf of the Bucks County Consortium. Recommendation for Riggins Incorporated be awarded of the sulfur diesel, unleaded regular gasoline, and for the police, and number 2 heating for the township.
We need a motion on that.
Correct.
I'll make that motion, Craig.
We have a motion by Joe Glasson,
Second.
second by Patrick Antonello on the motion. Is there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Thank you. Next, we have other business. Is there any other business? Nope. Comments from council members?
I'm good.
Shockingly, so am I.
Wow.
Everyone hydrate.
Good.
Stay hydrated.
The
Good
net,
advice.
we have a concert coming up soon, another one, on our famous amphitheater out there. And how do you pronounce that? Indigo Girls.
I'll be at that.
We did a successful Commodores and
Yeah.
then the Stylistics.
Yep.
And then Thursday, August 25th, that's a Thursday, August 25th at 8 p.m. is the Indigo Girls. And then the following Friday, August 26th, is the 70s.
Good. And if you haven't been here, it's really nice. It's just not a huge crowd. It's
Well, we hope it grows.
what's that?
We hope it grows.
It's just great, really nice, easy. So hope you can, if you're,
We
come out
still
and
have-
attend.
We still have tickets. If you're a resident, they're $11 tickets until they're sold out here, cash only. And then once they're sold out here, then they're tickets on sale at the Bristol Riverside Theater on their
For
website.
45 hours, I believe.
55 for the Indigo Girls and 45 for the 70s flashback.
Okay, great, thank you.
And then in September, there'll be Herman's Hermits.
Peter Noon, Hermits.
Right.
The show was terrific. We thoroughly enjoyed it. $11, can't beat it with a stick.
And so I think there's some people that didn't sign up. If I think
Yeah.
it's
Well,
Late
yeah,
enough?
I was just going to, next is opportunity for residents to address council. Is there anybody want to come up and?
We've been having the fun, calm one. Mr. President, Council.
Is that,
Yeah, green light's still on.
okay, great.
I have a loud mouth, you'll hear me anyhow.
Okay.
Name and address. Name and address, Debbie Nelson, 57 Golden Ridge Drive.
Okay.
And I'm Janae Megger at 56 Golden Ridge Drive.
We have been having a request. We have called the police out, we have called council, we have called our council person. Yeah, Tina Davis. We've state rep, I'm sorry. And she advised us what we're having an issue with is from Bristol Emily Road to where we are on White Flower. It's about a quarter of a mile. Well, if you know the drivers around there, they try and do a quarter of a mile in 6 seconds flat. There are at least 25 children just on that first strip. One stop sign, it's right at our house. They don't stop. They don't slow down.
Funny, we just had a
And she's a new resident. I've been there since 2011. We've walked around, we've talked to neighbors. We got a few signatures. Everybody says the same thing. Everybody's wishing us good luck on our task. But there's children that are going to get hurt. And it's not, always a matter of the parents keep an eye on the children. My son doesn't go outside to play. I've been there since 2011. I don't let him out front. It's such a busy road, nobody stops. But we have new children to our community, which is a great thing. Parents make them play outside like they should. And it frightens me watching the kids play, and they're not even my kids.
Can I ask you to clarify the location for me? Is this the cut-through to get around the light at 5 Points?
No.
Or
We are the cut-through through Orangewood.
Orangewood, you're down the lower end?
We're at the
Okay,
lower
I'm
end
trying to
from
get
Orange-
oriented.
We're from Orangewood to where Whitewood comes in from Truman.
Say
Okay.
Gleason's to Murphy's.
Right, and I got to tell you, we just had a discussion, council and with the chief of police and
Corrected it to him
our
as
sergeant
well.
of police about how we're operating in code enforcement and what to do, but here's the thing. That problem you're having, I have it where I live. It's a drag strip.
Right.
Sometimes they're 100 miles an hour, and Joe has it where he lives, and there's not a section in Levittown that doesn't have the same situation on one of the drives.
How is your street, or how is your drive as far as stop signs, or the drawings on the road as far as slow down?
Well, that's stuff
Kids
that
at
we
play,
will
things that
offer,
like-
like we can put
That is
slow
what
on
we have asked.
slow on the road.
Okay, we have asked because from our end down to Orangewood, which is 0.68 miles.
Got it,
or
you
6/8
tracked
of
it,
a mile.
got it.
That has no stop signs. One, slow
Stop
down.
signs is a state issue. We cannot unilaterally go out because we think that a stop sign will be good for that neighborhood and stick one in the ground. Legally, we're not allowed.
You can't use a stop sign, believe it or not, for speed control.
It's not, you're not allowed it's not a traffic calming reason. You can't, and you need to get permission from the state. So we cannot unilaterally do that, and we won't put speed bumps on the road. There's reasons for that too. We cannot do that. So it becomes enforcement. It becomes, can we get the police department to put the radar sign up there and calm people down? And that thing can rotate around different neighborhoods, which it does. And
Yeah,
it
Bristol Barrow
helps.
just had it where you're going down the other side of Bound.
Right, and it does help.
You can put it in my yard, I don't care.
We're not, local police are not allowed to use radar, so it becomes difficult to clock cars. But what we do is paint lines on the road and time cars, so we know. And here's what happens when we set up a speed trap to calm traffic. This is what happens. All your neighbors get tickets, and everybody screams. Why is this happening? So who you catch mainly is the neighbors. Now, I personally live in a spot that it's a cut-through road. It is dead straight. You know, it's similarly distanced as what you're talking about.
Yeah, ours wraps around.
And I've had incidences, and, you know, my children grew up there. I'm in Levittown, I'm in Magnolia Hill. And I've had instances where, you know, you're running to grab your children off the road because two guys decide to drag race side by side down the road.
Right, well, we just had a really bad accident in our, basically at our intersection, where a truck actually ran up onto a road where one of the children live. Luckily, it was later in the evening, so he wasn't outside. But what if he was? Because everybody's ripping around that corner because of where the stop sign is positioned. It's so far back, so they think, oh, okay, like we call it the California roll, and then you can blow right through.
California stop.
You know, and the kids are all playing right there.
This is what we'll do. I know this address. I know we've had the
Sign.
there. I remember we have had it out there.
Like I
I
said,
think that was towards Orangewood, that wasn't necessarily.
Yeah, it was down a little bit further,
It
but there
wasn't
is,
on our section.
Officer Ada did
I
a stop.
Yeah, I thought it was, I recognized this, but maybe it wasn't.
It was like Marty's yard, if you know who Marty is.
stretch, but a little further down.
And I think there was a reason that it had to be there.
well, from talking with some of the neighbors when we started walking around getting signatures, some have told us they have planted trees in their yard because cars have flipped over and gone through their homes. We've had cars literally race and sideswipe a whole entire car and push it up into a driveway. So
Okay, well, I mean, I'm just trying to look for solutions here.
you can put it right in my yard, I don't care.
No stop sign, that's the bottom line, there's no stop sign.
It's a little, we don't do the big signs anymore.
Okay.
Because what we have is the smaller signs, and it actually captures data. So we see how many cars pass through, what the speed is, what the direction is, and so that it's a speed study. So we actually have the data, so we know what's going on. And then it has to hang on a pole.
I will be more than happy to give you my camera that is right off of my house.
No, you don't
No, the
understand.
reason I said that is because we were trying to deter people from doing that. So we have our camera literally pointed right at that intersection to, if anybody runs, if anybody hits a kid, if anybody wipes out another
It's not
car.
a public display of the government
Right.
showing them they can't do
What we
it.
need to do to determine what's going on in that area. This is
Whatever we
In
can
addition to
do.
making your extra paintings and the
Yeah,
flow
I mean, we
and
can do
stuff like
that.
that.
I
Okay.
mean, that's not. an
Any
issue.
little bit would be helpful.
So we can do the paintings, we can do the markings, and we can do the speed study. I'll talk to the police, and Public Works about that.
And maybe throw that in a police officer's route.
Yeah, from what we
Once or twice a week.
understood,
Well, I think it's have to be twice a week, sorry.
from what we understood from the chief of
There
police.
should be more of
The
it.
last study was done a year ago, from what we understand. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So what you're saying with the stop sign, if there are people rolling through the stop sign, then we can have an officer sit at the stop sign. Because that will, if we can ticket for rolling.
That
through the
deters
stop
them all
sign.
the time,
Exactly.
yes.
I have got, as much as I don't want to tell on myself and my son, sorry. We went as far because it was getting so bad, and especially when Truman had their graduation. My son took a cinder block, did no damage, just took a cinder block, put a pole in the cinder block, and it said stop means stop in big red marker. 96% of those people actually stopped and read the sign and went, wow. Some said, hey, can you make me one for the end of my end? Hey, can I take a picture of this? Then the
Well-
police came and went, yeah, no, I'm taking it.
Confiscated it.
Yeah,
and
confiscated
fined you.
it. Yeah, fined us, and then said, no, you know what? We understand what you're trying to do. It's not legal, but
we'll work with you. And it did. It did work because my 3 grandchildren play out front all the time, and all the kids all the way around, and they're loud and
There's
proud like
the-
their mom. So
Okay.
There is some techniques that certain municipalities are using now, and this is something I want to talk to my people about anyhow. In high danger, high risk areas, they have the stop sign that has the flashing lights around the perimeter, and it does make a difference. Now, they use them usually in dark settings and so forth, but when they really want to highlight it, because the average human sees that and stops. It's not a regular stop sign, there's a flashing red lights around the stop sign. It's something to look into, you know, for a dangerous intersection.
We'll adjourn the meeting, and you're welcome to stay and talk to everybody, some
Thank
ideas.
you.
Okay?
I
So-
appreciate your time. Thank
No
you.
problem. Wish we could fix it, like, snap our fingers, because we're all having a problem. So, at this moment, we part in time, we need to adjourn the meeting. All in favor to adjourn the meeting? Aye. Thank you for joining us in tonight. Good night, everybody. What? I said good night. Good night. And thanks for coming out, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you.